You wake up. You check your phone before your feet hit the floor. You sit in traffic, sit at a desk, sit on a couch. You eat food you didn't grow, next to people you didn't choose, in a building that has never once seen a predator. Everything about this looks modern, and that's where things get interesting, because your body doesn't know any of this happened. Your heart, your hormones, your appetite, your sleep cycle, they were all built for a different world. A world with no walls, no clocks, no refrigerators. That world ended, officially, about 12,000 years ago. Biologically, it never really ended at all. What if you are still living like a hunter-gatherer, just trapped inside a body that hasn't been told the news? For roughly 200,000 years, Homo sapiens lived in small, mobile bands, 20 to 50 people, hunting, gathering, moving with the seasons. That is almost the entire human story. Agriculture, cities, factories, phones. All of that adds up to less than 1% of it. So when scientists talk about human nature, they usually mean hunter-gatherer nature. That is the environment your body was engineered to survive in. Here's the question nobody asks. If 99% of your evolutionary history was spent as a forager, why would a few thousand years of farming be enough to rewire you? The short answer is, it isn't. Evolution does not move at the speed of culture. Your amygdala, the part of your brain that decides whether something is dangerous, is still running software from the Pleistocene. Take food. Anthropologist Hermann Ponzer spent years living among the Hadza, a hunter-gatherer community in Tanzania, who still forage for most of their calories. He expected their daily energy burn to be far higher than a typical Westerner's. It wasn't. Total daily energy expenditure was remarkably similar. What was different was what they ate, and how movement and stress were woven through their entire day. Ponzer's work reframed the field. It wasn't that hunter-gatherers burned dramatically more calories. It was that modern life quietly changed almost everything else, especially what food is available, and how constantly it's available. Your ancestors ate when food was found, not when a clock said noon. Sugar was rare, so craving it kept you alive, pulling you toward ripe fruit instead of starvation. Today, sugar is not rare. It is everywhere, at every hour. Your craving didn't change. Your environment did. That gap between an ancient appetite and an infinite modern supply explains a lot about why so many people struggle with food today. It isn't weakness, it's mismatch. There's a reason this took so long to figure out. For most of the last century, researchers assumed an urge you couldn't control meant something was wrong with you personally. Slowly, evolutionary psychologists began asking a different question. Not, what's wrong with this person, but what problem did this urge originally solve? That single shift changed how scientists study anxiety, addiction, and loneliness. Speak of loneliness. Psychologist John Cacioppo spent his career studying it and found something striking. Chronic loneliness raises inflammation, disrupts sleep, and increases risk of early death at a level comparable to smoking. Why would isolation carry that kind of physical weight? Because for nearly your entire evolutionary history, being alone meant being unprotected. A lone human on the savannah was a target. Groups meant safety and extra eyes watching for danger. Your nervous system still treats disconnection as a real threat, even now, even when the danger is just a quiet apartment. This is where anthropologist Robin Dunbar's research becomes useful. Dunbar proposed that the human brain can comfortably maintain meaningful relationships with about 150 people, a number shaped by the small band sizes your ancestors actually lived in. Now scroll through your phone. Hundreds of contacts, thousands of followers maybe. Your brain still tries to track each one as if it were a member of your actual survival group. No wonder it feels exhausting. You were never built to hold that many relationships at once. So why does this happen so consistently, across every culture? Because the hardware is shared. Genetically, humans today are remarkably close to humans from 50,000 years ago. What changed is the container. The food, the noise, the population density surrounding that ancient hardware. Think about your fear response. A loud, sudden bang. Even in a city with almost zero chance of a predator attack, your body still floods with adrenaline. That reaction used to save lives. A hunter-gatherer who ignored every strange sound didn't get many chances to be wrong twice, so evolution favored jumpy nervous systems. You still carry that same alarm. It just goes off in traffic now, or in your inbox. But that's only half the story. Psychologist Robert Sapolsky, who spent decades studying stress in wild baboons, found that human stress rarely comes from an immediate physical threat anymore. It comes from anticipation, from imagining a threat that hasn't happened yet. A zebra's stress hormones spike when a lion appears, then drop the second it escapes. Your stress hormones spike over an email you haven't opened. Your body treats worry with the same chemistry it would use for a chase, except now that chemistry runs almost continuously. All day, every day. Here's the twist almost nobody expects. Hunter-gatherer life, despite lacking modern comfort, was not the constant struggle for survival people picture. Anthropologists studying groups like the Hadza found that foraging often took only a few hours a day. The rest was social, spent talking, resting, playing. Marshall Solins, an influential anthropologist, called early hunter-gatherer societies the original affluent society, because their wants were few and mostly met by an environment built around them. Modern life inverted that. You now schedule the things your ancestors got for free. You make time for exercise, because your day no longer requires walking for food. You schedule social time, because your neighborhood no longer functions like a tribe. This is the modern mirror. You are not broken. You are not weak for craving sugar, or anxious for no reason, or lonely in a crowd of contacts. You are an ancient machine, well designed for an environment that no longer exists, running inside one that changed faster than biology ever could. You can't undo 200,000 years of programming with an app, but you can work with it. Walking outside isn't just exercise, it's alignment. A real conversation isn't just pleasant, it's a need being met. So the next time a craving you can't explain shows up, or a wave of anxiety with no clear cause, pause for a second. That isn't a malfunction. That is 200,000 years of instinct, still online, still trying to keep you alive the only way it knows how. You wake up, you check your phone before your feet hit the floor, and somewhere underneath all of it, a much older version of you is still waiting for the hunt, still scanning for the group, still trying to keep you alive.